Let's leave Yaoundé. Let's go to Pretoria in South Africa. We told you the African Junior Tennis Championship is ongoing. Nigeria is also competing in that one. The South African embassy almost spoiled the party by refusing visas, but in the end, they gave them visas. Now, Nigeria doing big things at the African Junior Tennis Championship. Michael Oshewa caused the biggest upset at the competition. You know what he did? He defeated the #1 seeded player from Morocco. Massive.
Well, Austin, I don't want to even believe that it's an upset because this Oshewa in the last edition got to the semi-final.
That's right.
And he just got to the quarter-final. So I think it's highly rated, and it's also an indication that when you give them the opportunities to participate in all these tournaments, they can only get better.
That's right.
You know, because when you compete, you continue from where you stopped, and that is what is happening.
That's right.
He has defeated the #1 seeded player of this tournament, and it shows you that these players, they've got quality.
I totally agree.
You know, so I think for this will also be an inspiration for the other tennis players.
Yeah.
I also learned that some of them crashed out, but some are also doing it very well in South Africa. You know, whether you are out or in, the most important thing is that there is a program for these players. After this tournament, they get to the next level. By the time we do that in the next 2, 3, 4 years, then we should be thinking of some of the best players on the African continent then moving forward too.
Very, very important. So that's the story. We showed you pictures from the West and Central Africa qualifiers. That one was done in Nigeria. Team Nigeria came out tops. It's so good to see you catch them young at this age. They are doing big things. Michael Oshewa plays in the under 14 category. He has already defeated the #1 seed. Toby, it can get better if we invest in grassroots tennis.
Yeah, really. Investing in grassroots will always give us success at the top. In years to come. I mean, these are talented tennis players. Those that have got quality, they are raw talents. But how do we nurture the talent? We need to give them programs like this. We need to encourage them. We need to invest, into the sport for them to really explore, their talent, and we'll see what they could offer. I mean, defeating the #1 in South Africa is something very huge, and something that we should really appreciate. But most important thing is for us to make sure that we invest more into other sports. Table tennis, these are sports that will bring joy into the heart of millions of Nigerians, and we've got a lot of table tennis followers in Nigeria. So we've got the talent. These girls, these boys have shown we can, achieve a lot in the table tennis, and I beg your pardon, in the tennis court, and we just need to put a lot of things into the NSA is watching, and I mean, if we invest in such sport, encourage these young lads, we could get more success, from this sport.
That's what we need. Oshewa defeated Younes Adnan of Cameroon, of Morocco, 1-6, 6-3, 6-2 to qualify for the quarterfinals of the under 14 boys category. So that's the story. Fortunately, all the Nigerian players are still in the race for the doubles title with Adetunji. Remember Adetunji Adetayo? She's based in South Africa. She's doing big things with Angel McLeod. You see, we're talking about young players now. We are remembering these names. So you see, it's supposed to be a continuity plan, and then maybe 5 years from now, these guys will be champions.
I totally agree with you, Austin. When she lost her mother in questionable circumstance last year, the National Olympic Committee and the sports officials promised that they will take care of her and she will attend this tournament. And there are a lot of them like that. And Austin, we can't. We always keep talking about the talents. We always keep talking, but you see, programs like this will only help to expose talents. Table tennis is energy sapping. You must start at a very young age. It's not when you get to your 20s or your 30s, you start running helter-skelter. This is the only way to, we have read about the success stories of top tennis players, started around the age of 8, 9, 10, and before they got to the ages of 14, 15, they are already superstars. So I think this is the way forward. And we must come up with programs to encourage these players. Attending one tournament once in a while, you can only, it's just like a stroke in the fire. We need to continue putting money, like Toby said, on these talented youngsters so that they can blossom. That's
right. That's the word. It's not all rosy for Team Nigeria, but at this level, when you fail, you understand what it means to win a game. Because I mean, they're kids. By Sunday, Nigeria had recorded 7 wins out of 9 matches, and that's really impressive. But today, Gabriel Friday was knocked out by South Africa's Kolowamonsi, 6-4, 6-4. It was the same fate for Christopher Bulus and Barakat Quadri, who both lost their round of 16 matches. So they're getting to the round of 16. That's a positive we need. That's a positive one. We need to support them. Okay, let's go on with the show now. Come back to Nigeria, where our basketball, we're getting ready for the DSTV Premier Basketball League. It's expected to dunk off on Friday, but the story is this, the MBBF and the African Basketball League. Now, MBBF has come out as the Nigeria Basketball Federation. They say they are suspending Islanders, Warriors, and Union Bank for taking part in the they tagged it the illegal African Basketball League. And I'm saying it's not good, particularly for this conference where we know Islanders, they're doing so well for their basketball. Again, we do not want administrative issues to override the action on the court.
Well, I think it's not a good one, like you said. I would want our good friend, Colonel Sam Amedu, to also come, Austin, and shed more light. But because I know that he won't be involved in anything that will bring the game to disrepute. I read the press release issued by the MBBF's media officer, our friend Patrick Omorajian, warning that no basketball team should take part in that. And I think they mean well for this body, because I read through the press release stating that if you want to organize such tournament, there are laid down procedures. Yeah. It's not a free for all issue.
You can't even do something without the approval of a federation.
Absolutely, it happens everywhere, even in football. You cannot run any tournament without the approval of the body involved in running that sport. So I think Colonel Sam Amedu and the other officials involved in this should also look at it from a positive point of view and follow laid down procedure. If you want to do this, they are not saying, the press statement I read did not say that you cannot organize such a league, but there are laid down procedures. You must follow those procedures, meet with those procedures, and the procedures are approved by even the continental running body, FIBA, and the African basketball ruling body. These are written in black and white, and if you don't meet up with the standards, there's no way you can go ahead with such a tournament. So I think these issues can be resolved. They met with the organizers of this tournament and told them point blank that you must adhere to lay down procedure. That's right.
That's very, very important. So that's the update coming. We'll wait, and by Friday we'll get to know the clubs in Lagos. They're saying, look, it's not our fault. We're invited to be part of this league, and then we went. Every club wants action, but let's see what the MBBF and the ABL will come. We just want the show to go on. Let's go on with the show now. We told you over the weekend, the Flamingos, Nigeria's on the 17th national women's team. They did big things against the Botswana of South Africa. It's a FIFA World Cup qualifying game, and that's the story. Rashida Ajibade, she was rampant, and there was 6 for Nigeria and 0 for South Africa.
And the most important thing was that those 6 goals were scored within 45 minutes. Massive performance from these guys. Rashida, the captain, who was top scorer in the Women's League, I think, for Bayelsa Queens last season, and really show up. But I mean, 6 goals, it was more than 5-star performance. This is 6 stars performance, and expectedly, I think I was expecting South Africa to come with a lot of big fight, because in a few occasions we've seen South Africa, female football really, going up on the rise, and I thought they would give us a big fight. But we know the quality we possess here in our female, footballers. We know they got quality, and this is just massive. This is great. They are 80% done for Jordan later this year, and just like the coach said, they really want to go to South Africa and score more goals and take them off in a big wide margin. But we can only say congratulations to the girls, and work on what they've noticed that is really elapses, and then we'll be getting set for the World Cup. But a lot of people will say, yes, we do well in the qualifiers, we dominate on the African continent, but when we get to the World stage, we struggle a lot. But I think we've done a bit well, in the under-8 tournament, under-20, we got to final, I think on 2 occasions, and these guys can go to the World Cup and represent Nigeria well.
So, but when you look at the Flamingos, the Flamingos team, you'd expect some of these players to graduate to the Falconets and even to the Super Falcons, because right there, that's the progression we keep talking about. So I think what Bala and Q and the NFF should be doing is, most of these players have shown good promise. They should start moving up the ranks.
I totally agree with you, Austin. It's like you preempted, my thoughts. This is just a routine victory. I didn't expect the South Africans to, pull up any resistance, even though they came up, their antics. They didn't want anybody to cover their training session and all those things. You see, football is not done in the dark. Whatever you do, you always come and play naturally.
You show it.
But like you said, This tournament should be like a conveyor belt for progression.
Give us new names.
But this conveyor belt has been truncated. Austin, Rashida Ajibade was at the last tournament. This is a bright young lady that should not be delayed. It's like you having a very brilliant daughter in school, and because she brings glory to the school, the headmistress or the teachers now come to you and say, Mr. Okonakpam, we love this girl. We don't want this girl to. Of course, you won't agree. You allow the girl to progress. This girl should be allowed to progress. Rashidat, why are we talking of Asisat Oshoala?
That's right.
She's in her early 20s and she's doing well. Football is about, nowadays, it's about youth, speed, pace. We should allow these youngsters to progress. There are so many Rashida Ajibade scattered all over the place. The coaches should put on their taking caps and discover these talents. Allow these youngsters that have been to the last World Cup to progress. We need more of them in the Falconets, in the Super Falcons.
I agree.
You know, we need more of them, as many as possible, so that our national teams, the older ones, will stabilize. The Falcons are struggling. You know, the last tournament we won, what happened thereafter? We failed to qualify for the Olympic Games because there were some issues. So I think as many as possible, they should allow these girls to progress. They shouldn't delay them. It's like tying them down. For me, that's my personal opinion.
I know, because at this level, you shouldn't be win at all costs. People
Absolutely.
should it's foundational, it's developmental. I remember you were saying this, the same thing we say about the Golden Eaglets.
Yeah.
We like the fact that we're seeing new names and they are growing. Kelechi Iheanacho has grown. Victor Osimhen is growing. That's all we want to see.
To buttress, what you've said, at the last African Women Championship, some of the players for the Gladiators, that's the female national team of Namibia, were writing their exams while the tournaments were going on. Some of the players. Wow. The coach told me that one of their star players had to even, rush out of the examination hall to play one of their games. So what are we talking about?
So they're building.
They are building.
That's right. That's right. So that's what we should do right here with our football. Well, I want to wish the Flamingos all the best, Coach Balanque and his team. Let's see what's going to happen with this team.